Good morning, everyone. It's Monday for those of you that join me weekly. You know I'm Celia Rothus. I'm the Director of Children and Family Ministries at Summit Church in Durango, Colorado. And I welcome you this Monday morning. I don't know, there's something, maybe it's because Mondays are my Wednesdays. And, when you're in your Wednesdays, it's kind of the middle of the week. But I will say I'm having one of those days where I'm physically present, but my mind is a million miles away. So if I seem a little scattered today, I'm so sorry. I will try to keep this short. Maybe you can commiserate. Maybe you've had one of those days recently where you're, again, just like physically present, but not fully there. So anyways, that's just today. I just have woken up that way, and can't seem to pull myself back. But today we are following the meditation moments for the week, and we are in Isaiah. And Isaiah is one of my favorite chapters in the Bible, just because I feel like there's just so much wisdom in Isaiah, so many nuggets of encouragement and you'll find we're going to read some of the verses today, and there's just a lot of strength in the nothing, if that makes sense. So let's read. We're reading Isaiah 40, 27 through 31. And I actually, today's reading is from 27 to 31, but I'm actually going to include verse 26 as well. Just because when I was, reading through it this morning, that verse just kind of spoke to me too. So it might speak to you too. And if not, then you skip it and you go back to 27. But I'm going to read to you guys verse 26 through 31. And it says this: "Lift up your eyes on high and see who has created these things, who brings out their hosts by number. He calls them all by name, by the greatness of his might and the strength of his power. Not one is missing. Why do you say, O Jacob, and speak, O Israel? My way is hidden from the Lord, and my just claim is passed over by my God. Have you not known? Have you not heard? The everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth, neither faints nor is weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might he increases strength. Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength, and shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Anyways, I told you I'm not fully here this morning. It's one of those days. The memory verse for today is Isaiah 40, 28, which I did just read, but I'm going to read again. "And have you not known? Have you not heard? The everlasting God, the Lord, the creator of the ends of the earth." I love those three different descriptors and names for God. "Neither faints nor is weary. His understanding is unsearchable. It's unknowable. It is so deep, so vast, so wide." This past week, my kids at Sunday school, we haven't used Sunday school in a while. We call it Summit Kids. Summit Kids is a time for children to come and to learn about God and to be in the Word and to really just explore what their faith looks like. But we actually just finished learning the Old Testament. So we have gone chronologically through the Old Testament with the kids, and it's taken us 2.5 years. Granted, a lot of that was COVID, but this last Sunday we just did a really large overview of the Old Testament from Adam until Jesus, and we talked about the parts of the Bible, Old Testament and New Testament, and just basically Jesus's genealogy, what led up to the New Testament, and who was a part of his very big family. And I encourage you, if you haven't come down to the kids wing, we have these huge posters, and I should have done the Devo in front of them. Oh well, hindsight's 2020. Anyways, these huge posters, and it's the lifeline of Jesus. It shows you from the beginning, Adam and Eve, all the way down through King David, Solomon, etc., down to Mary and Joseph and Jesus. And it even follows the line of Joseph and then the line of Mary, so that you can see both of their lines coming together for Jesus. And so it's just really, it's really cool. So I encourage you to, next time you're at church, to walk down there and to take a look at it. We also have huge posters next to that because we follow the Gospel Project, which is a curriculum for children and adults, but we follow the children's one through babies through, middle schoolers. So it's a really cool lesson, and it helps us, again, to go chronologically through the Bible. But we're heading into the New Testament, so it's really exciting. But on the wall next to the timeline of Jesus, then we have, or the timeline, the genealogy of Jesus, then we have all of the stories that we have been learning and the verses along with them. And it goes and is connected all the way through Old Testament into the New Testament. So that's really cool to look at, especially you parents who are dropping off your kids, just to see where we are, what we're learning about, and to be able to ask and engage your kids with those questions. So this last week, what we asked the kids was, and this week, moving into this week, to focus on Jesus words, adjectives of Jesus that describe him, help us to understand him more. And it was just really cool to see, having not studied the New Testament with the kids yet, just kind of what they're understanding, their baseline. Anytime kids start, a new grade or a new school, they always have those like baseline tests, that are just not fun. Well, this one was an encouraging thing because they got to, one of my older students got to stand up at the board and write all the words that the kids thought of. So I encourage you this week to jot down some adjectives for Jesus. As you come across them in the Word, as you are studying a Bible study, as you just are walking around and things come to you, I encourage you to write those down. Some of the things that the kids said, were so sweet. Like one child was like, Jesus is magic. And it's hard not to argue with that because, of course, Jesus, he healed people. He healed the sick, the wounded. He brought back the dead to life. And there's just such this wonder in saying that he's magical, that he's able to perform these miracles, and that the belief that he's still there. And so it was just really cute to see, each class that I had, and mind you, they're 3-year-olds through 5th grade. And actually in one of my sessions, I had a 2-year-old come up with such just different words, different adjectives to describe Jesus than, us adults use, like light, salt of the earth, Savior, Lord, we have all these like titles and names, but they were like getting into the, just like nitty gritty basic stuff, that I think we overlook sometimes. So anyways, I encourage you to do that this week. And maybe have some fun with it, come up with some cool words, maybe pull out your thesaurus and see what other words you can come up with. But that's the family activity for this week. And I encourage you to compare lists with other people, with other family members, and see what others have come up with. I want to leave you with this question because I actually need some insight. I had a young mother who asked me if I had a Bible to suggest to her, a version for her to read. And I think right now she must have like a New King James version or something, which it's funny because she doesn't like it, which I can understand. I have a New King James version. And this was a high school graduation present from my mom. So for me, it's like oh gosh, it's like a piece of me. And so I just love it, but it's not easy to understand. And so I'm just curious, what kind of versions do you like? She mentioned having a version that she could engage with, maybe something that had like either notes in there or a devotional to kind of follow along with. But I mentioned to her the Message simply because it is more like that storybook type way to read it, kind of that poetry, which I know a lot of people like. But it doesn't, or from my knowledge, it doesn't really have like the verses. And I think she would like to follow along with the verses, like to be able to say, like, I need to find Isaiah 40:28, and look and see what that verse is. So I think that's kind of where, I'd like to see what some of your guys' responses are. If you have a favorite Bible that's easy to understand, that's also engaging, I think that would be the one. And again, she's a young mom, so she doesn't really have a whole lot of time, but she's so sweet. She said, she'd love to read the Bible all the way through. I think all of us have just at one time or another said, yeah, that's my goal, whether we've been successful or not. But anyways, leave a comment. Let me know. What's your favorite Bible version? And we'll just go from there. You can help me out, help this mother out. See if we can get her a Bible that she can connect with. I love you all dearly. I hope you have a wonderful week. Please join us tomorrow with Pastor Morgan for our Tuesday devotion.